What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Neg Entropy Chronicles. So, we got a video with Will Smith apologizing to everyone. And let's go ahead and check the video out and get to it.
Why didn't you apologize to Chris in your acceptance speech? I was fogged out by that point. It's all fuzzy. I've reached out to Chris, and the message that came back is that he's not ready to talk, and when he is, he will reach out. So I will say to you, Chris, I apologize to you. My behavior was unacceptable, and I'm here whenever you're ready to talk.
I'm gonna be honest, I kind of understand where he was talking about being in the fog, but he had the speech, he's crying, he's all over the place emotionally. So yeah, that might have not been the thought process at that time because he was functioning on a different level of what his perception was at the time. So of course he's not thinking to apologize to this person in that moment, because sometimes when your adrenaline is pumping that high, the last thing that you're thinking about is, oh, I need to apologize in this moment. It's when that clarity comes in, when everything is subsided, that you're like, I was really tripping. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm glad that he reached out to the people he could in order to try to get in touch with him. But, like, you can't always expect people to accept your apology just because you said it. You just have to be authentic in the apology that you're delivering. You get what I'm saying?
I want to apologize to Chris's mother. I saw an interview that Chris's mother did. And, you know, that was one of the things about that moment. I just didn't realize, and, you know, I wasn't thinking, but how many people got hurt in that moment. So I want to apologize to Chris's mother. I want to apologize to Chris's family, specifically Tony Rock. You know, we had a great relationship. You know, Tony Rock was my man. And this is probably irreparable. I spent the last 3 months replaying and understanding the nuances and the complexities of what happened in that moment.
Now, this is something that y'all have to understand. When you have somebody who has family members and you actually cool with the family members just like you're cool with them, or at least have a rapport with them, and you attack those people, you have family members to deal with. I mean, it's been said that Tony Rock was like, look, man, there's 8 brothers. You know what I mean? He's going to have to talk to all of us. So there's a level there where it's like, yo, this is deeper than just 1 and 2. Like, you got to deal with the whole squad. Also, you know, apologizing to the mother, that was something that was necessary, because I'm sorry, I saw what Chris Rock looked like after that whole incident when they were passing off stuff and getting ready for the next go. The look on his face was just dead. Like, he was processing just everything that happened to him in that moment. And then probably past stuff, because the dude was like, I've been bullied my whole life. So, you know what I mean? That's a rough gig. And like he said, it might be irreparable, you know, something that he can't actually repair. And if you look at him speak, you can actually tell like he's playing it back again, and it's making him sick because he's watching what he did in that moment over and over again. If you'd spending 3 months playing this stuff back, I'm telling you, it would have driven him insane, especially if he's a person who maintains an image and doesn't like to be portrayed in that light.
And I'm not going to try to unpack all of that right now, but I can say to all of you, there is no part of me that thinks that was the right way to behave in that moment. There's no part of me that thinks that's the optimal way to handle a feeling of disrespect or insults. After Jada rolled her eyes, did she tell you to do something? No. It's like, you know, I made a choice on my own, from my own experiences, from my history with Chris. Jada had nothing to do with it.
Let's be real. We got to be real here. Verbal words do not have to be explained between people who have been married as long as they have. You can be in a relationship with somebody and they look over and give you a look. You know what's popping off. You know where that person is emotionally, what they're thinking, how they're feeling. So she didn't have to say anything. There's just a quiet understanding between people who have been in relationships of any sort for any amount of time. So she didn't have to say anything.
I'm sorry, babe. I'm going to say sorry to my kids and my family for the heat that I brought on all of us. To all my fellow nominees, you know, this is a community. It's like I won because you voted for me. And it really breaks my heart to have stolen and tarnished your moment. I can still see Questlove's eyes. You know, it happened on Questlove's award, and you know, it's like I'm sorry really isn't sufficient. What would you say to the people who looked up to you before the slap, or people who expressed that you let them down? So there's two things. One, disappointing people is my central trauma. I hate when I let people down.
Now, that's the sign of a people pleaser. And being a people pleaser is a tiresome role. It is a role that doesn't have an ending to it. It doesn't, because you're going to always be trying to people please. You're going to try to make sure that you make them happy. You're going to make sure that they don't feel down when they're around you. You want to make sure that everything goes smoothly, or whatever the case may be. And that is a dangerous place to be, especially with someone of his notoriety. Millions of fans, millions of times he's getting accessed all the time. People are just looking. And to be a people pleaser and then disappoint people, or get seen in a way that you don't want to be seen, or, you know, just whatever negativity you don't want to display, will haunt you. You know what I mean? And it makes you overly work to not be perceived as such a thing and just keep people pleasing. But as you see, I'm listening to his voice and things like that. He sounds tired. The homie sound tired. I mean, for real. It sounds like it is finally weighed in. That's why he's been quiet for 3 months. I mean, whew, I couldn't imagine. But being a people pleaser, it's just one day he's going to have to sit up and just say, no, I'm not doing this no more. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing any of it. I'm through. And go from there. Because being a people pleaser is dangerous. It can take its toll on you. But, you know.
So it hurts. It hurts me psychologically and emotionally to know I didn't live up to people's image and impression of me. And the work I'm trying to do is, I am deeply remorseful, and I'm trying to be remorseful without being ashamed of myself, right? I'm human, and I made a mistake, and I'm trying not to think of myself as a piece of shit. So I would say to those people, I know it was confusing. I know it was shocking. But I promise you, I am deeply devoted and committed to putting light and love and joy into the world. And, you know, if you hang on, I promise we'll be able to be friends again.
Now, see, even in that moment, he's talking about hopefully we can be friends again. He's still worried about the people around. And that's not something that he needs to be worried about. Dude, you're human. You're gonna mess up, especially if in this day and age where the social media access is way more than it was when he first came out in the 90s. I mean, let's just be honest. Everything is taped, watched, filtered. I mean, we're on a 24 cycle of whatever you want to look at can be found. And for someone who has kept himself in the spotlight, controlled his imagery for so long, you can only keep something contained so long before it leaks. And, you know, pressure burst pipes. So it was bound for him to explode and show another side of him. Not the stuff that's acted, not the stuff that's tailored and fitted to what he thinks is going to work. No, it's going to be that one real moment that comes out when he's biting his lips and then closed his eyes and started to control what he was saying to make sure he wasn't wilding. That's still control. You've never seen him just free flow. You know what I'm saying? Everything seems to be controlled and measured and watched. But I really appreciate the apology. I mean, I'm not disappointed in him. You know, at least because, I mean, I understand you lose it. You know, you're all over the place. You know, it's just, in this day and age, it's good to see men willing to like actually go out there and apologize. Because we're in this day and age where people don't want to apologize. People don't even want to acknowledge what they did. They don't want to be held accountable. It's just, hey, I did it, so what? Don't talk to me. Instead of being like, yo, I was wrong, you know, do you accept my apology? You know, we've gotten away from that. Probably because it's a vulnerability aspect, and then no one wants to be rejected, maybe. So maybe that's why they don't do it. But regardless, it's good to see a man actually do that. Regardless of if it's going to be accepted or not, it's still out there, still honesty. And some of the people he apologized to, I don't care. But Chris Rock, his family, yes. To the people at the Academy, I'm kind of on the fence about that, because after Black Man was slapped, they still cheered for the guy afterwards. No one said, hey, man, you got your award, but we got to figure that part out first. Or something, you know, but whatever. It's on with the program. Who cares? But, you know, his family, I guess, you know, but they put themselves in some negative light before, just liking to keep people all in their business. I'm not going to get into the other stuff. But the sad part is that you can tell he's stressed out and he's worn out, because there's stories even coming up now about her with Mark Anthony. And I'm like, golly, this man can't catch a break. I'm telling you. You know what I mean? Like, he cannot catch a break. Even when he's trying to come out with an apology, there's other stuff that's coming out trying to mess up what he's trying to do. And it's a sad thing, really, because I don't think he actually has experienced peace in a long time, because of the outside forces constantly knocking at his door. But let me know what y'all think about the apology. I mean, like I said, I enjoyed it. I'm glad he did it, you know, because young men need to see this type of behavior, you know, instead of just thinking that pulling the trigger is the best option. But be on the lookout for more videos. I drop them almost daily, and show your boy some love. All right, everybody? Peace.